Have you ever wondered if there's a city out there that was, literally built for a professional career? Well, today we're going to dive into a Tennessee town that's becoming this total magnet for professionals, and the reason why is baked right into its DNA. I mean, if you're building a career, you know the drill. You're constantly juggling, right? How do I get ahead without totally sacrificing my personal life? Where can I buy a home and actually feel confident that it's a solid, stable choice? It's the big question for so many of us. And this is where the whole story kind of takes a fascinating turn. A lot of us are starting to look past that typical big city grind. We're looking for places that were designed with a real purpose from the very beginning, a purpose that kind of mirrors our own drive.
So, to really get why Oak Ridge is such a smart move today, you gotta go back to how it all started. Its history isn't just some fun trivia, it's the actual blueprint for its entire identity today.
See, Oak Ridge wasn't a town that just popped up over time. No, it was purpose-built during World War II for one of the most secret, most important scientific projects in history, the Manhattan Project. And that legacy of high-stakes, purpose-driven work, it never went away. It just evolved, transforming the city into this global hub for science and tech, always pulling in the best and brightest minds.
This quote just nails it. Most cities kind of grow by accident, spreading out without a big plan. Oak Ridge was engineered. It was designed for a mission, built around intellect and long-term goals, not just quick growth. You can still feel that difference when you're there today.
Okay, so that's the history. But how does all that translate into actual, real-world benefits for you and me today? Well, it all comes down to three huge things: your career, the stability of the place, and of course, that daily commute.
So what's the secret sauce for Oak Ridge's stability, both for jobs and for housing? It's not luck. It's the presence of two massive, rock-solid employers. Think of them like giant anchors in a stormy sea, keeping everything steady and creating this constant demand for skilled people and quality homes.
And here they are, the two titans of the town. First, you've got the Oak Ridge National Laboratory, ORNL, a world-famous research center that's just constantly pushing the limits of science. And then there's the Y-12 National Security Complex, which is absolutely vital to our national defense. These aren't trendy startups that might be gone tomorrow. They are foundational institutions offering serious, long-term careers. That creates an incredibly stable local economy. Okay, let's just tackle the elephant in the room. This is the question I hear all the time. People look at a map and they think, isn't that a little out there? They just assume it's this long, painful commute to get to all the stuff in Knoxville. But is that really the case?
Nope. And the reality is a total game changer for so many people. The drive to the really busy part of West Knoxville is usually just 20 to 30 minutes. And here's the kicker. A lot of people who do it say it's a way less stressful, less congested drive than just trying to get from one side of Knoxville to the other. If you value your time, that's a massive win.
All right, so great job, check. Easy commute, check. But what about the place you're actually going to call home? Well, this is where Oak Ridge gets really interesting because it has this surprising variety of options to fit whatever your style is. This is where you really get to choose your own adventure. What's your vibe? Are you drawn to that classic charm of older neighborhoods with the big mature trees and huge yards, homes that have a real story? Or are you all about that sleek, modern feel of new construction with the open layouts, energy efficiency, and almost zero maintenance? It's not a one-size-fits-all market here. And this, right here, is where the whole story just clicks perfectly into place for the modern professional. The explosion of remote and hybrid work has lined up perfectly with what Oak Ridge has always been good at. Professionals who aren't chained to a desk 5 days a week are realizing they can have a quality of life they never thought possible. I mean, think about it. What do you really need to work from home effectively? You need a real office space, right? Well, the homes here often have that. You need room to breathe and step away from the screen? Those larger yards are a lifesaver. You need quiet to actually focus and get deep work done? That's just the default setting in these neighborhoods. Plus, you've got solid infrastructure and a major airport just down the road, so you're never truly disconnected.
So let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture. Choosing a place like Oak Ridge isn't just about finding a new house. It's about making a really strategic choice, an investment in your career, and, honestly, in your whole life.
Look, this isn't about saying one city is better than the other. It's all about what lines up with what you want. Do you thrive on that constant buzz, the density, the nightlife of a big urban center? Then Knoxville is an awesome choice. But if you put a higher premium on structure, on a quieter lifestyle, and on rock-solid long-term stability, well, that's the unique thing Oak Ridge brings to the table.
Now this term, resilient housing market, sounds kind of technical, but what it means for you is absolutely huge. It means the value of your home is tied to something real, those stable, high-level jobs at places like O&L and Y12, not just some wild, speculative bubble that could pop at any minute. For a professional, that means your biggest investment is way more predictable and secure.
So, what's the big takeaway here? When you put all the pieces together, what you're seeing in Oak Ridge is this incredibly rare combination. It's not just one thing, it's a whole bunch of factors that are perfectly in sync with what today's professional is looking for.
So here it is, the Oak Ridge proposition in a nutshell. You've got a community that was literally founded on intellect and purpose. You've got world-class career stability that's almost impossible to find anywhere else. You get a lifestyle that actually gives you back your time. And you get a home that's a smart, practical, long-term investment. That's a pretty compelling package, right?
And that really just leaves us with one last question to think about. In a world with a million choices, what really defines the best place to build your life and your career? Is it the energy of the nightlife and the latest trends? Or is it the deep underlying purpose of a community that was designed to last? For a lot of professionals, the answer is becoming crystal clear.